Yeah, ooh, yeah, yeah. Fuck her on the couch, then I jump out. Little bitch, ever heard so she probably flip out. When he park, nigga get a bullet when he get out. When they get hit, when I start shooting, nigga get out. She wanna fuck, she gotta pay. I ain't gon' get a job, I do chores, bitch, I'm lazy. I play sell drugs, I was born in the 80s. I slap you like a bitch if you ever try to play. If you wanna fuck, you gotta pay me. These niggas hate me, but these niggas can't pay me. I get touch love, man, that bitch cost like 80. That's good, man, that bitch want like shady. Memory face, when it comes to a bitch name, I forget a whole day. Who the fuck are these ladies? When niggas thought you the game, shit, how the fuck are you playing? Fuck what you say, fuck what you think. Fuck how you live, and fuck what you drink. She about to let me her throat for the eat. I don't believe her, cause hoes are deceived. Hey. Fuck her on the couch, then I dip out. Little bitch, ever heard this up? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy LayVen again, man. Second day, going strong. I told y'all I was gonna try to come see y'all at least once every day, you know, just to chop it up with y'all and to let y'all know, you know, my thought process and the way I handle things and basically how I go about things when I what I've gathered over life and how I am, you know, apply the things that I've learned to my everyday life. So basically, today's topic is, you know, let a snake be a snake. Let that sink in for a minute. Let a snake be a fucking snake. See, one of the biggest sayings that people tend to use is, you know, no matter what you do for a snake, it'll still bite your ass, you know. No matter what you do, the snake gonna be a snake. And I don't necessarily see an issue with that. I don't necessarily see an issue with a snake being a snake because that's what it was put here to do, to be a fucking snake. The problem is we often give, well, we're going to stop using snake. We're going to use the people because that's really what I'm talking about. But the problem is we give people too much credit and we give ourselves too much hope. We'll know who a person is. We'll know what they're about. We'll know what they represent. And because how we treat them or how we might go about a situation that includes them, we expect this person to be something totally different than what they are, what their DNA has been since they've been a person. You know what I mean? And it's like we find ourselves mad at a lot of our friends or people that we call our friends because of shit like this. You know what I mean? Because we don't know how to just allow people to be who they are and accept them for who they are, rather than trying to change people or trying to get people to act or to treat you as if you would want to be treated. I mean, I know that's the golden rule, but let's be real. You know, how often does that shit happen? How often does a person treat you exactly how you treat them? You know what I mean? Like how often does a person love you how you love them and so on? So we would like that to be a reality, but in reality, it's not a reality. You know what I'm saying? In reality, motherfuckers tend to treat you however they want to treat you. And it's not something that they do purposely. A lot of the times it's the shit that we allow and the shit that we permit, which is the same as allow. But ultimately, we find ourselves in these situations where we're expecting someone to be someone that they're not, or something that they're not, or to do something that they're not. And then we find ourselves upset at that person because they couldn't deliver on something that they never had plans on delivering in the first place, because that's just not who the fuck they are. And then we get upset and we tend to say things like, you're a snake. We tend to say things like, you're not real and you're fake and you're phony and this, that, and the third. But in reality, the person that's fake and phony is you. You're the one that knew who this person was and expected this person to be someone else because you thought you were what? That fucking special. You thought you were just what? God's gift to this motherfucker. So he just gonna be he or she gonna be a totally different motherfucker than what you expect them to be, or what you known them to be. I think 90% of friendships end because of that shit. Because people want people to be who the fuck they not at all times. It's like, bro, I'm not that person. You know, it's like if you know a motherfucker, it's like prime example. Certain friends don't lend out money. They just won't do it. They don't give a fuck how fucked up you are. They just won't do it. You know, but they might give your ass a sandwich. They might give you something to drink. They might offer you a job or a way. You see what I'm saying? But see, instead of going to them for the things that we know they'll offer, right? We'll be in a fucked up situation. And instead of saying, hey, man, I need a fucking sandwich, we'll go to that person and say, hey, man, I need some money. And then be mad as fuck when the person that we know don't give out money, don't give us no money. It's like if you know a motherfucker is a certain type of way, it is not your job to change that person. It is your job to either accept that person and be in their life or don't accept that person and move the fuck on. But ultimately, you have to let a snake be a snake. If not, you're gonna fuck around and get bit every time. And it's gonna come up as a surprise to you every time, which it shouldn't. Like, I don't understand why that would be a surprise. Half the time we know exactly who we dealing with when we dealing with. Half the time we know exactly who we dealing with when we dealing with. It's never a surprise. You know what's coming before it comes. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't want to accept that it's about to happen. You don't want to accept that that's what's actually happening or that's the fate of the situation. So you're mad now. So you're upset. But this person has been giving you these signs this whole time. You didn't see if you've been around them. See, that's another thing we fail to do, right? With our so-called friends is we fail to understand the type of people. Like we fail to learn these people. Like we'll have a person in our house, in our face, in our personal space for years and never take the time to learn who the fuck this person is. Never take the time to learn what may make this person click, what this person likes to do, what this person doesn't like to do, what this person will do for you and what this person won't do for you. But instead, we put everybody in this one fucking category and say, well, a friend should be this and a friend should be that and a friend should act like this and a friend should act like that. But and then we'll turn around and say, well, shit, everybody ain't the same. So if everybody's not the same, then of course, friends are going to treat friends differently. Like certain friendships will be treated as such. Certain friendships will be treated as if everyone are not the same. It's not going to be some shit. It's not going to be some shit that can be scripted or that can be rehearsed or whatever the case. Everybody's going to treat everybody differently. Everybody's going to treat everybody according to how they treat people and how they've been treated. So we have to understand the people that we choose to be around, the people that we choose to call our friends. We have to take time out of our fucking busy schedule and busy lives to learn these people and to understand what they will and will not fucking do for you. That's simple. Now, I'm not saying look at motherfuckers for what they would like. Oh, I should be friends with him because he'll do this or he'll do that, or I should be friends with her because she'll do this or she'll do that, or whatever the case. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is a lot of the times we want our friends to go above and beyond for us, and they won't even go above and beyond for their motherfucking self. A lot of the times we don't even go above and beyond for our motherfucking selves, but we expect someone else to. You see what I mean? Like, you don't know what that person may be going through. You don't know what that person is dealing with. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So when you come to a motherfucker with your problems, you have to also take into consideration that they may have problems or shit that they're dealing with too. And if you never take the time to learn a person, then you'll never know those tales. You'll never know the signs that are given when that person is maybe going through something. You'll never know, well, shit, his sister or her sister was fucked up and she didn't get that bitch nothing. So she damn sure ain't gonna give me nothing. You see what I'm saying? You just have to take time to learn your friends, man. You have to take time to learn what they are, what they will do and won't do. You have to take time to learn the people that you keep in your life. You have to take time to fucking learn yourself and understand that the world don't revolve around you. So when a motherfucker is just being them, it might not be to hurt you. It might not be to offend you. It might not be to fuck with you. It might just be them being them. And you might not like that shit. It just is what it is. Once again, you got two choices. You can either accept that shit and stick it out and stick with that motherfucker, or you can not accept it and get the fuck over it and move on. You know? And it's not hard. It's just as easy as it is me saying it. Because if you I mean shit, if you can't be if you and this person don't see eye to eye, if you don't like the type of person this motherfucker is, then why would you want to be around that anyway? Like, make that make sense. Make it make sense. Why be around a motherfucker that you don't know? I mean, because you really don't know these motherfuckers. You haven't taken the time to get to, I don't give a fuck how long they've been in your face, how many years they've been in your face. You haven't taken the time to get to know these motherfuckers because you mad at them for doing them, for being them. And then again, it might just be the relationship you have with that person. Everybody's relationship ain't the same. Me and my brother was just talking about this the other day, and I was like, yo, just because a motherfucker look at you like y'all good friends, close, or whatever the fuck the case, don't mean they gonna look at me like that because I'm your brother. So just because a motherfucker's willing to do something for someone else doesn't mean that they're willing to do that same thing for you. You have to understand where you are in this person's life, where you are to this person. You see what I mean? It's like, man, I got a homie that's like, he'll make plans, bro, and never come through with them. Never. So now when a nigga make plans, I just be like, whatever, bro. Whatever you say. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not gonna be mad at him if it doesn't. You see what I'm saying? And if it does happen, hey. You see what I'm saying? So it's just about fucking knowing the people you dealing with, taking time to learn these people, learning yourself, and then making the decision of whether or not this is making the decision or not of whether or not this is beneficial to you, whether or not it's worth fucking with this person, whether it's not it's you can handle the type of person this is. It's like a dog lover. A dog lover should never be in a relationship with a person that don't give a fuck about dogs. And the reason being is because the person that don't give a fuck about dogs is gonna easily not give a fuck about dogs. They're not even gonna try not to give a fuck about dogs. It's just gonna happen. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck about that dog. They're not gonna feed it unless you remind them. Not gonna take it out unless you remind them. None of that shit. None of it. Because they don't give a fuck about a dog. Right? But the person that loves dogs over all else, they gonna worship that little motherfucker, man. And they gonna always be at odds with each other. Because one's gonna be wondering, why do you give a fuck so much? And the other one's gonna be like, why don't you give a fuck so much? The best situation is for not be around each other, right? Because if not, then the one that loves dogs is gonna always trying to keep making the one that don't love dogs, and when the one that doesn't love dogs continue not to give a fuck about them, they're gonna be upset. People fear what they understand or what they don't understand, and they are mad at the things that they can't change. They get mad at shit that they can't change. If a person feel like they can't change you to benefit them, they will be upset. Believe that shit. You know, I'm a firm believer of just letting people be like, be who the fuck you is. I'm not judging you. I'm not doing none of that shit. I don't care because I don't have to be around you. I don't gotta have shit to do with you. I don't gotta talk to you, see you, none of that shit. The world is big enough for us to be on separate sides of that bitch and never come into communication. That is the truth. The world is big enough for all of us to coincide in this shit and never fucking see each other. Not once. Not one time. I don't have to see you. You don't have to see me. So I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck what you like. I don't give a fuck what you don't like. I don't give a fuck where you like to go. I don't give a fuck where you don't like to go. I don't have to be around you. So anything that you do is not going to upset me. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people need to think like that. Not only that, not only do I not have to be around you, but I've taken time to get to know you. So I know the shit that you're gonna do. I'm already aware of it. And if I stick around you, then that means that the shit that you're gonna do, that I'm aware of you doing, or aware of the fact that you're gonna do it, it's not that big of a deal for me to be like, hey, I don't need to be around this person. But you damn right. If I see a snake, a fucking king cobra in the middle of the street dying, I'm not gonna nourish it back to health. I'm not gonna try to be friendly to it and then be upset when the motherfucker bite me or none of that shit. I'm not gonna let a thief into my house, show him where my valuable shit is, and then be mad when that shit end up missing. Like, what sense does that make? Oh, I'm mad at him. He a thief. Did you know he was gonna steal some shit? Yeah. So why the fuck you let him in your house? Like, it just doesn't, like, that shit, make it make sense to me. Please, somebody. Oh, you didn't know he was a thief. So why you letting motherfuckers in your house that you don't know? How long have you known this person? You don't know what they do in their spare time when they're not with you? You never asked? You don't know nobody else that they know? You don't listen to the shit that they say about the person? All it takes is listening. And a motherfucker will tell you who they are. Within 10 minutes of a conversation, a motherfucker will tell you who they are, what their intentions with you are, and where they trying to go. 10 minutes. You just gotta listen. Subjectively, though, don't listen with the rose-colored glasses on your eyes where you just listening to hear the shit that you like. You feel me? You gotta just listen. And you gotta be subjective to the shit. Because it doesn't have shit to do with you unless you like make it has something to do with you. It's like, man, I got homies that I would not ever ask for certain shit. But I know exactly what I could ask for. If I needed something, I know what I could ask, who I could ask, how I could ask it. I know who's gonna do what, when they're gonna do it, how they're gonna do it. Let people be themselves. In turn, you'll get the best out of a person if you just allow that person to be themselves and understand who they are. Like, if you understand who the people are around you and what they're capable of and what they're not capable of, you will get the best out of that person that you can possibly fucking get. Because you'll know exactly how to incorporate this person into your life, into anything that you're trying to incorporate them in. If you know a motherfucker don't like the public eye, but they don't mind being in the background doing all of the shit, like cleaning up or whatever the case may be, have them cleaning up. Have them looking for the talent. Have them in the background. Don't put that motherfucker that don't like to be up front, in front of a camera, and then be mad at him. What you gonna put the cameraman in front of the camera for? That's why, like, when you go to sports and shit, you know, all, like LeBron James, prime example, LeBron James, that's why he's such a great fucking leader. Because he will take time to learn every player on his team and what they are capable of. He will take time to learn every player on his team and what they are not capable of. And he doesn't put them in situations to where it's not something that they've been doing on their resume. So if you're not a shooter, he's not gonna make you shoot. But if you're a shooter, he's gonna expect your ass to shoot. If you're a motherfucker that stay in the paint, he's gonna expect you to be in the paint. Because he knows you. He knows your game. He's taking time to learn your game. Instead of taking fucking Dwight Howard and trying to make him shoot threes, he's, hey, Dwight, go down there on the block. Catch this oop. It's about knowing who you. It's about knowing who you rocking with. It's about knowing who in your circle. It's about knowing these people just as much as you know yourself. But a lot of us don't know ourselves, so that's where the problem is. You know. But it's about knowing the people around you and what they are capable of and what they are not capable of. And when they show you that they're capable of something a little bit more, you don't get excited. You don't change the standard and be like, okay, but this is the new fucking height that you need to reach every time. No. You accept that, you be grateful for that, you be happy with that. But you expect that person to do what he or she has been doing over the course of fucking time. One fucking thing. Now, when that one thing become consistent, then it's like, oh, okay. That's something new. Now I need to put this person on this instead of on this. But until it becomes consistent to where a motherfucker ain't gotta remind them, a motherfucker ain't gotta tell them, they just doing that shit, then it's like, we not gonna put no stock into that shit. We're not gonna put no stock into that shit. We're not gonna put no overly happy emotions into that shit. We're not gonna do none of that shit. We're gonna take it for what it is, and we're gonna continue to view this person in the same light. You know? It's like, I mean, I think I've explained it the best that I could. You know what I'm saying? You just don't put too much stock into trying to change a motherfucker. When a motherfucker come into your life, learn that person. Figure that person out. If they're not worth it, then don't. Don't. But figure that person out. See where that person is and like where they are in life. Understand that everybody ain't where you are. Some people are behind, some people are ahead. And accept the motherfucker for who they is if they're gonna be around you. If you're gonna allow them to be around you. If you know a motherfucker a thief, accept them for being a thief. But just know, don't show them where your valuables are. Don't let this motherfucker roam around your crib unsupervised. Keep an eye on him. Pay attention to what the fuck he doing. See what I'm saying? It's just that simple. You know? Like if you know your if you know your homie fucking all your other homies' girlfriends, you don't bring them around your girl when she in nothing but fucking lingerie and be like, hey, this is my girl, bro. You don't do shit. Like you have to know who you dealing with. You have to know who you allowing in your circle, into your personal space, into your motherfucking mental, into your motherfucking all of that. You have to know these things. Once you figure that shit out, you'll understand who this person is, where they are in life, and that won't give you, it'll give you the ability not to create any false motherfucking, uh, any false, like expectations of this person. Because that's really what it be. We have a lot of false expectations of people, and then when we are let down, we are extremely upset. So you get to know a motherfucker before you have any type of conclusion or thoughts about him. You get to know him, you talk to him, have conversations with him, blase, blase. You know, get an understanding of who this person is, where this person is in life. You know, and then you create your expectations because then you'll have something to base that shit off of. Then you'll understand who you're dealing with and what they are capable of and what they are not capable of. You know. And then you'll be able to decide, hey, do I want this motherfucker around or do I want to just go ahead and put this motherfucker on him? See what I'm saying? You know. I swear, man, this has caused me to have a much smoother life, a much smoother interaction when I'm dealing with people. Like I don't put people in situations where they can't handle it. You know, you can't. Some niggas can't handle you asking them for money. Some niggas can't handle you asking them for help in any way, form, or fashion. Some niggas can't handle like a responsibility, or they can only handle certain ones. So learn which ones they can handle and then create your expectations, you know. But I should have said this at the beginning. Like, subscribe, comment, subscribe, like, subscribe. You feel me? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm gonna fuck with y'all every morning or every day, at least once in the day before it gets too late. I'm gonna try to get it here on here a little earlier tomorrow, around maybe like 9 or 10 after my workout and shit. But just let it, let motherfuckers be who they are, man. Because in return, like, you gonna be happier. You're gonna have less expectations of motherfuckers that can't really handle those expectations. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be like, okay, I see what you can do. I see what you're capable of. Let me assign you to this if I want to assign you to any motherfucking thing. You know, if you know a snake is gonna be a snake, don't expect it to be shit else. Don't put yourself in bite range. Don't let your like on some real shit. We should be happy that they like a motherfucker that's themselves, regardless of the situation, is a blessing. Cause a lot of people say oh, I'm me regardless. I'm gonna be me. I ain't you. That motherfucker, the same motherfucker be flip floppy. I want you to be the same person. I don't give a fuck what I do for you. I don't give a fuck how I do it. I want you to be the same person. That's more dependable than a motherfucker that acts off of emotion. Then a motherfucker that says, "Oh, you did this for me, and I feel a certain type of way, so I'm going to start acting like this." Nah, that's fake shit. That shit ain't real because as soon as you upset, as soon as you done acting or you lose interest, all that shit goes back to who you were before. So I would rather just deal with that person all the way through. I like that a snake gonna be a snake because I know if I fuck with this snake, he gonna bite me. I don't have to guess that shit. I don't have to worry about if something's gonna change. I know it's gonna happen. But yeah, man, I'm done, man. Like, subscribe, comment, like. I'll be back on this bitch tomorrow, chopping it up with y'all. And we're gonna keep hitting y'all with some fire ass topics. Like I said, this shit don't apply to everybody, man. I know it won't. It applies to me though. And I'm just going off of the shit that I've learned over life and how I've applied it to my life and how I continue to apply things to my life. Just because we speak on it and I speak on certain things don't mean I'm the master at it. It just means it's something that I discovered, something that I am currently working on or I have worked on. You know what I'm saying? So shit, we getting better at this together. You know what I'm saying? We learning together, we growing together, and let's continue to do that. So subscribe, comment, like, subscribe. Be a part of the team. Be a part of better and better team. And yeah, because we're gonna keep getting better and better, and we're gonna keep progressing and keep learning and keep moving forward. Y'all have a wonderful, productive day. Make some money, become an asset, and let a snake be a snake. Yeah.